me to eat a baby. That's a mental disorder.
No, no. Let
Same
me ask
thing
you
as
this. I
same.
appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. That's not how you define that. But like, let me ask you this question, right?
Well, same thing as like men who think
Hold
they're
up.
women. Mental disorder.
That's funny. Give me any evidence to
Well,
indicate
hold
that
on.
trans women specifically that indicates a mental disorder.
Well, their chromosome dictates that they are men,
No,
and so
you're talking about the term completely different than the way they are.
it's
When
the
they
same.
say the
It's the
term,
same thing as
listen,
me saying I'm
listen,
black.
listen.
I'm
No,
not
it
black.
isn't. No, when you
It
say the
is.
term men and you say the term woman, the way that we're referencing it is that we're committed towards the social and cultural norms that are typically associated
No,
with the male
gender
or the
is not
female
a
sex.
social
Can I please
construct.
finish?
No,
Hey,
gender
hey,
is not a
daily
social
devotion. Be
construct. You're a
quiet.
literal idiot.
Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. Please be quiet. I'd love to finish. Okay. So again, what they're saying is that they're committed towards the social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the male or female sex. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. So again, it's relating to the commitments, the desires to be in accordance with these characteristics for an expression of identity. That's what it's relating to. It's not saying, right, I have a different sex than the chromosomes dictate. That's not what it's saying. Okay. So what you're doing is, ironically
What
speaking,
you're doing is you're taking sex and trying to make it into a. You're trying to make gender into a cultural construct or a social construct, and it's not. It's not a social construct. It's basic biology. It's
No,
mammal
I would
biology.
very much say that you should research how gender has been used throughout history. We have numerous examples of cultures that had multiple genders where men would act as today we would call women and women would act as men. Gender has changed throughout the centuries. It's just that we happen to live in modern times,
appreciate that you're
the
amazing. Thank
last
you, Drew. Thank you.
1,000 years of a patriarchal type of system where women have certain roles and men have certain roles. But if I
Well,
would have
let
placed
all of
you,
us be on an airplane and crash, and there'll be men and women on the airplane, and we're in the middle of a deserted area. I guarantee we will revert to those cultural norms in an
not
instant.
necessarily.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
there's
Because you're gonna.
tried no there's
He
tried.
just got a violation warning.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say too. He mentioned about a mental illness, like go out and try to
Appreciate the
eat a
handout.
baby.
Thank you so much.
I wonder if he would consider it mental illness if he heard a voice to sacrifice his son, because there's a prominent prophet in the Bible that I remember does that, and I wonder if that counts as mental illness. That if you heard a voice telling you to go kill your son, if that counts. I don't know. Just a thought.
For sure, for sure. Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you so
Bye,
much,
dude.
man.
Yep, bye, dude.
All right, let's get the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. Let's get the next person up here. Please only send a guest request if you think so. Okay. Let me go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. I appreciate the corgi. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's get to the next individual. It's not accepting that person. Let me try the next, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up, Matt? Or Parker, sorry. Oh, sorry. So,
How old are you?
so you said that there's.
Hey, Wyatt, answer my question. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 27.
Thank
Sorry,
you
I
for
had my
telling me. Do
volume
you
down.
think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
No, I was trying to respond to the lies that you were mentioning
You don't think
earlier.
that? Okay, I'm going to go on to the next person. Okay, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Lol, Wyatt was calling you a liar? That's hilarious. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
40.
Yeah, do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Nah, I just came up here to call you a dumbass.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. All right. I'm going to go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
22.
Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
November 24th, 2001.
And you said you're how old again?
22 years old.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. So, why do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
Just cause. I honestly
So
don't.
you have no reason.
I didn't think you were gonna bring me in here. I actually think high body count should matter for both. But yeah, I was just gonna. I didn't.
All right, let's get to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men, everyone. Let's get this next person up here, y'all. Keep tapping that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes, everyone. All right, let's get this next person up here, y'all. Bro, people think I'm angry. I'm like so confused. I'm literally like chilling. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 36.
Yeah, do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it's a really difficult topic to like. I'm torn on it. I'm not entirely sure. To be honest, I've gone back and forth about it like many times. You know, I don't necessarily want to judge a woman if she's kind of I mean, how high of a body count? You know?
No, do you think it should matter for women but not for men?
I think either way, it's kind of like at a certain point. You know, I think it's not that black and white, is my point.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means? Like,
No, I don't think, is that supposed to be an answer to the question?
Yeah, like there's a gray area to things. So it should matter for men or not for women. And it's just that simple.
So why should it matter for women but not for men?
Do you think it does?
Obviously not, M. Okay?
Well,
Why
I
do you
don't
think
know.
it should matter for women but not for men?
I think that, yeah, I mean, I don't think I really want to be with a woman who had like a really high body count.
Do you have a high body count?
No, not really.
Would you be willing to accept the same level of a body count that you have in the context of your partner?
Yes.
Yeah?
That was my point about the gray area thing. Yeah.
Would it matter the same as
It's-
yours?
No, I mean, if she, you know, I have like something like 30 to 40.
If she had 30 to 40, that'd be fine?
Totally fine. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, so then, again, okay, well then you don't think it should matter more for women comparative to men?
I don't think 30, 40 is really that high though.
You know what the median is in the US?
I don't.
For
actually.
women, it's 4.3, and for men, it's 6.3. Okay? 30 to 40 is what I consider high, absolutely.
That's high. I'm 30.
Yeah, you have 10 times the amount of bodies that I have.
Wow, that's really fascinating. I don't know.
Yeah, so again, as it relates to that, clearly I'm just saying, like, do you think it should matter equally for men and women then?
I mean, if your standards are like, no, guess not. Not
No,
really.
it shouldn't matter equally. So why should it matter differently?
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. It shouldn't.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming up, man.
I don't know.
Let's go to the next individual. Only set a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. Everyone, let's get to the next person real quick. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. All right, let me get to the next individual, y'all. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. I don't even think I know 30 to 40 people. For real, bro. For real. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello? Okay, this person's not there. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I was just wondering why every single one of your lives are about creating division. It's black, white, male, female, Republican, Democrat. Every single one that I've came across when you're live, it's all about creating division.
You mean a debate?
Every single one is about creating division.
Every single one is a debate. Yeah, because it's a debate platform. Smart one.
Why do you try and create division? That's all you do.
It's a debate platform. This doesn't create division. It allows people to understand the differences in the opinions.
Why
that
not?
we have
Why not do one that
and
brings
come to
people
mutual
together?
understandings? What's up?
Why not bring one that brings people together?
What do you mean? Like you said that any debate is bringing people against each other. I don't think that's true.
Every single one of your lives has to do with if they're male, female, black, white, Democrat,
What?
Republican. You don't produce anything
It's
positive on the
small
app.
pockets.
It's all
It's a
about
debate.
division.
It's a debate. Are you driving, by the way?
No.
Bullshit, bro. I can hear you driving, man.
I am sitting in my car as traffic's going by, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe I was tripping. So, okay. So, yeah, no, I can hear you're not driving. Okay. So, yeah, as it relates to this, clearly, I think that I've brought people together to a live to have a conversation about what they disagree on. Okay.
Asking
and having
people what their
conversations.
sex life is, that makes no sense to me.
I'm not asking you.
I've came across
small
your
pockets.
live a
I'm
couple
not
days
asking
now,
people-
and every single one
That's
is about
not what I'm
creating division.
asking. Small pockets. That's not
I
what I'm
could
asking.
I could give a shit less what you're asking. I really don't care.
Okay, well then, how
I
can you
think
even?
you're-
How then you can? How can
I
you
think
critique
you're
it then?
disgusting.
How
I
am I
think you're
disgusting?
disgusting
How am I disgusting?
because that's all you do is create division.
I debate people. Debating people leads people towards
Is it
being able
debating
to have
or
mutual
is it
understandings.
or is it more of creating division?
I don't think that these create more division. No,
You don't.
no. Can you explain to me how it creates more division? Womp womp. Womp womp. He left. Only sending guest requests if you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men. What is going on, chat? Oh my gosh. Yo, dude. That's crazy, bro. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to join because that guy was a fucking idiot. But
Okay, appreciate
yeah, man,
it. Have a good day, man. Have a good day. Let me go to the next individual. Y'all only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
27.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I don't necessarily think that it doesn't matter for men, but I do think a high body count affects women more, I should say.
Do you think it should matter for women more than men?
What do you mean in terms of matter? Like, because I mean, like, I don't
They
think
should
it,
be
like,
looked at in a more negative connotation for the same body count.
I don't think it socially matters, but I think scientifically it does matter in a sense of things like pair bonding, the ability to connect with partners. Like, it's scientifically proven that.
Can you give me any study that says that there's a statistically significant difference between a high body count man and a high body count woman as it relates to those outcomes?
I would actually have to go look it up right now. I don't have the statistics on hand. Like, I don't have the specific study on hand, but this is something that I have researched myself.
For sure.
So
if that's your only point as
so
it
I don't
would
wanna- I
relate
don't
to
wanna
that, you could just like
mischaracterize
send that
anything
to me if you
that's
like.
wrong, honestly, but sorry, what was that?
If that's your only point you have, then you could just like send that to me because it would rely upon empirics. But
Okay. No, that's completely understandable.
Right.
But when it comes to debating terms, when somebody does say pair bonding and saying that pair bonding does affect a partner's ability to bond with somebody, what would be your retort to that if I were able to show you the statistics?
that again, you'd have to show a statistically significant distinction between men and women.
Okay. I just don't believe I'm able to.
I've seen no evidence to indicate that.
You're fine. I just don't think I'm able to look it up on my phone while I'm on the TikTok.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can send it to me later. My DMs are open.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure.
For sure,
to
man.
do that.
All right.
Thank you.
See you then. Yo, Pomegranate, thank you so much for the fireworks. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can we get a W for Pomegranate? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's try to get the next person up here. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker. 35.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I think it matters for both. I just noticed you're having a hard time having people, so I thought if you want, I'd come up here and try to still man that side.
Oh, no. I got a bunch of different people in the guest request, but I appreciate you coming up, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's go to the next individual. We actually have a lot of people in the guest request now. It was a little bit slow earlier, but I mean, we have a bunch of people now, so. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, 28.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Uh, Before I proceed, can I know how old you are actually, if that's okay with you?
21.
21. Okay. So yeah, I do think it should matter.
Okay, why so?
Um, let's approach it from like a meta conversation perspective, right? Like you're big on like statistics and all this stuff. Like I haven't even sat down to like look like who researches this kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm looking at it from the perspective of like if a woman.
Can't hear you. You have been you're swiped out of the app, it seems. But do tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes as well. Share the live, copy links it to friends. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, as always, everyone. Venmo and Cash App in the bio. By the way, I still cannot hear you, man. You are swiped out of the app, it seems. Hello? Are you there, man? Hello? We'll give it a second, everyone. Like 15 seconds. If he's not there, we're gonna go to the next individual. Yo, thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, he left. All right, we're gonna do the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Let's get this next person up here. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 30.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
No, of course not.
Okay, well, I'm just looking for people who disagree, but I appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Let's get to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. All right, I didn't accept that person. Let me get to the next individual real quick, everyone. People don't listen. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Debates only. We are just looking for some debates. Let's get this next person up here, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. What is going on, chat? What is going on right now? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
Oh, howdy. How are you?
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
How old you think I am? Why you ask that? I'm 23.
You have to be 18 plus to join the live. That's why.
I'm 23.
Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I think it should matter to men because men care if a woman has a high.
Do you think it should matter for women, but not for men?
No, it shouldn't matter for women.
I can't do it, dude. We're gonna get to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oof.
Okay, chat. Give it a second, everyone. Let's try to get to the next person, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 23.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I think it should matter a little bit more for women, but not ethically, just because of STDs. Am I allowed to debate that?
Oh, so do you think that women should just have sex with other women then? Because women are less likely to have STDs because they're more likely to test and engage in use of contraception. So it sounds like just women should engage with other women rather than engaging with men if they want to reduce their risk factor as it relates to getting STDs.
I don't know if that matters to so much. I think my specific concern would actually be about women that want to give birth, because then it's also risking another life if they have an STD, and also it can't always show up.
Yeah, that could just be due testing. So if you get tested and you have a high body count, then it wouldn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's more important for a woman to be I don't know, concerned just with that.
Shouldn't they both be
concern.
equally concerned because they can equally contribute towards like that particularly within birth? Because if there's going to be reproduction, it's going to require male and female. So a male engaged in intercourse with a female to be able to produce that. So if they have an STD, they can pass on the STD, which can then be transmitted to the baby at birth. So
That's true.
I think it would equally matter with men and women then.
Yeah, I mean, I tried pulling up like a couple sources. I don't know if they're not studies exactly, so I don't know if that matters, but it mostly just has to do with women being more susceptible because of like the surface area is larger, and the environment of the vagina is like more likely for bacteria to grow. So that's, I don't know, but I never, like, this is coming from cdc.gov. This is,
Again, but if you're talking about a woman particularly, they should reduce their risk factors. The way in which they can reduce their risk factor, instead of engaging with men, they should engage with women. Because women are less likely to have STDs because of use of contraception and testing that women are more likely to engage in.
okay. All right. Well,
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right, let's get the next person up here. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Let's get this next person up here, y'all. Yo, it's a Paladin.
It is me. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Yes, I do, because not everybody wants to fish in the same hole.
What do you mean by that?
Like, not everybody wants a hole that everybody else has been in. I mean, not only that, but women
Not
can be
everyone
dirty.
wants a stick that's been everywhere.
Depends on the woman.
Oh, well, it depends on the man.
Personally, I wouldn't want any hole that my buddies have been in, so, I mean, preach your
Oh,
own.
I mean, many women could say personally they don't want to be with a man who's been with plenty of women.
I mean, it's a horse apiece, so this kind of whole debate thing is...
So then why
up
should
to
it
his
matter
preference.
for women, but not for men?
Why should it matter for women? Honestly, I just don't see a debate here, and you just can't make up your mind on what you want.
So you have no reason. So you're just prejudiced against women.
No, I'm not prejudiced against women.
Well, then why do you have
See, now you're
preconceived
making it
opinions
something that
about
it's
women
not.
without reason?
It's a horse apiece.
You have a preconceived opinion and standard that you apply to women without reason. Okay, that's a double standard right there. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
but you also
called
were giving a double
misogyny.
standard with the last lady that you were talking to, and
What
you were
double
not
standard? Tell me.
understanding. You were not understanding a word she was saying. You're just
What was I
pushing
not
it
understanding?
along.
Oh, he left. Oh, what a snowflake. All right, on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. We should have a snowflake counter behind me. Yo, it's a Powell to you?
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you driving?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
Come on
just,
when you're not driving,
just
man.
ended
It's TikTok
now.
to us.
I've been
TikTok
in-
to us, man. Come on when you're not driving, y'all. All right, let's get this next person up here. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21, bro. What's up, man?
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I think it's really age gap, bro. I feel like women that are like young, like I've known like two, well, it was a friend of mine, friend of friend. She had over like 10, and she was like 16, 17, and I was like baffled. I'm like, Jesus, like before 18 having that much like of a high body count, but when it comes to like the age gap within like 30, 40, and they have over 10, 15, you can't really, what's it called? Like shame them. You know what I'm saying? Like I do agree
Ilya, I
that
appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Why should you shame women, but not men?
I think you should shame men too, but that's why I just came in just to say the age gap.
So you should
Like,
shame men equally for the high body
women.
counts.
Yeah, yeah.
Shame
I
men and
agree.
women equally. So it should matter equally for men and women.
Yep. I don't think
Okay. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
26.
Do Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it matters for both, but women a bit more.
No, do you think it should matter for women and not for men?
Personally, I think it matters for both. But
Personally, do you think it should matter for them equally?
Not equally, no.
So what makes it different?
What makes it different? Well, as it speaks to right now, what it is right now is that women usually don't care that men's body count's high. Now, if I told a woman my body count was like 300, she might look at me like she's disgusted. But, you know, for the most part, women typically don't care what a man's body count is.
No, so I'm asking you, why should it matter? Not why would people look at it right now and be like, oh, I think that matters. I'm asking you, why do you think it should matter? Because I can give you plenty of scenarios where women care, right? If you look at the studies, it's very indicative of women caring, okay? It's just that they have a later standard, right, than men do as it relates to a threshold in which they would say is excessive.
We mean a later standard. Like
men would say it's closer than women would. Women would be more accepting of a higher body count. But it is the case that they still care.
Sorry, say that last part again.
They're more accepting of a higher body count, but they still care.
Yeah, but I'm saying like men just absolutely don't go for it. You might have like 1 out of 10. I don't know how the statistics on it, but you might have some men that do, you might have like a few men.
And again, regardless of who cares, right? Why should it matter for women differently than men?
Well, I think it speaks typically to the outcome of the relationship working better.
The outcome of the relationship working better? What do you mean?
So women with higher body counts, it usually speaks to, or what it says to men is that the women, let's say like you meet a woman with, I don't know, I'm 26. Let's say I meet a woman around my age with like 50 bodies, right? What that says to me or to most men would be like, okay, well that woman either doesn't want to commit to any of those men she's been with, or none of the 50 men wanted to commit with her, or at least fewer than 25 did.
Have you committed to everyone you've slept with?
No.
Okay, so why is that an issue?
What do you mean, why is it an issue? Like,
why is it an issue to not commit to someone you slept with?
I just don't want to, because the argument for women is that, okay, well, for most women, I'd say, is that I want to, be tied down by these men, but then don't hold men to the same standard as men hold to women.
No, in that scenario, she didn't want to be committed. So if they want to be committed, then you can hold it to people who want to be committed.
Yeah, you definitely could. I'm saying, but they typically don't.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so like let's say it's reversed, and I'm the person with 50 bodies, and I meet the girl. She, is less likely to care.
So you're saying if someone is less likely or more likely to care, then you should take that that should be determinant of whether or not it should matter more?
I'm not saying if I should take it into consideration of the other person. I'm just saying like that's just what it is.
Okay, again, I'm not asking you, Roman, what it is. I'm asking you what you think it should be.
Oh no, okay. Well, if that's the case, if I think it's what if we're talking about should, could, and would, I do believe women should hold men to those standards. Because,
No, do you think it should matter equally between men and women? Like, personally, do you believe that?
Not personally, no.
Why personally do you believe that it should be different?
I don't know why I believe personally why it should be different. I just feel the way it is different.
So you just feel like it, and that's called prejudice. You're applying a double standard to women, right, that you're not applying to men without reason. So you're just being prejudiced towards women.
I mean, yeah, but we can't.
Yeah.
I'm saying we can't act like these things, like these prejudices don't exist. I'm not saying like prejudice.
I appreciate the boxing gloves. Thank you so much. But you shouldn't be prejudiced, right?
No, we shouldn't. But
so you shouldn't have this prejudice opinion that you currently have, right? So you should not think that men and women, their body count matters differently without reason. You shouldn't think that.
Yeah, but we're not. But for the argument of should, could, would, no. I believe like in a perfect world we shouldn't. But you know what I'm saying, we aren't.
In a perfect world, we shouldn't. Okay, so yeah, it should equal the same. In a perfect world?
No. I do believe that it is unfair, and women should be able to have a.
So it should matter the same.
No. I do believe it. I do believe it should. You know, women should not be subject to the prejudice they do get. But you know, that's what it is, and I acknowledge that.
So then it should equal the same. Yo, Gregory, thank you so much for the motorcycle. I appreciate it, Gregory. Thank you so much. W. Gregory. So again, it should be equal.
I do believe it should. I believe it should be equal.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. W in the chat for them. Let's get on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all.
Are you sure?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? I'm 30.
Yeah, do you think that a high body count should matter equally for men and women?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it should matter equally?
Equally, yeah.
Okay, I am just looking for people who think that it should matter differently, but I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yeah, chat, if they say that they agree with the topic, if they say that like they think it matters equally, they think it should matter equally, well then, yep, we got to go into the next person immediately. That's how it goes, everyone. The instructions are very simple. Oh, okay. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
41.
Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I think it should matter for both. I think it should.
All right, let's get to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. We are just looking for some debates. Let's get this next person up here, please. Only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Let's get this next individual up here, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's your birth year?
05.
Yeah, do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Why so?
Yeah. Because I think it, like, what?
But like, why?
Because I just do.
Okay, so why are you prejudiced against women?
Because, I don't know, I just am.
Okay.
Okay, Parker, don't do that to me, because bitch, I want to see you.
We're gonna get to the next individual, y'all. Only send a guest request. I think this person was up here earlier.
Yeah, I was. You told me to send you the information. I did send that to you, but I also wanted to come at it in like a different aspect as well. I felt like I was trying to come at it more like statistically, but I also wanted to talk about like society standpoints. Like, I think a lot of times why it matters a lot more for women more so is because not only do men shame women for it, but women shame other women for it as well. So it might not matter.
Where'd you send it?
What'd you say?
Where'd you send it? I'm looking at my DMs right now.
Oh, I might have sent it to the wrong thing. I'll make sure I do it again, but I'll send it.
Did you send it to TikTok?
Yeah, that's the only thing I know you on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything on TikTok.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to do that again. I just don't want to exit out of this real quick. Another thing that I wanted to say, because I know that we were talking about statistics.